So, yeah, we're done. Okay. Hey guys. Alright, so a little tricky. Let's see if I do it. It looks prettier if the camera's over here and you see like the setup that I put the camera on. But the plug for the lighting. This light on would probably just flush me out. So to record, this is what we're doing. Yeah, I've got this set up where I'm just doing laundry. It doesn't look pretty. Yeah, it doesn't look pretty. I'm still cleaning. And it's mostly picked up clean. It's just I haven't decorated yet. So yeah, it's nice outside, and luckily the light for recording is okay. So I've got a pile. I've got a good 5 or 6 done, and with those loads done, I haven't folded them or put them away. Done. I mean, what else can I say? Yeah. So I've got them piled up in and on the dryer. Fold them on the ironing board, and I'm putting them and placing them on the washer on the probably the freezer, the little freezer thing, and then. Oh, I can read the comments. There's nobody commenting. I can read that nobody has commented, but I didn't think I'd read that from here. Deleted. I'm not doing anything except laundry. I don't want to. Didn't want to. Apparently I don't want to. I don't know, but I piled up. Kids are schooling right now. Daddy's doing this stuff. So yeah, Daddy's the teacher today. So I'm kind of going with Con-Marie's folding. So I fold like my pants. There. But I just don't do it. You don't want to see my underwear. Trying to get back. I'm trying to get it. Today's Friday, so I have the hard part for me in the weekend is once you just clean, during the week, that kind of stuff. I had a couple of migraines and did what I could and made sure there was food on the table. Didn't want to cook food, but we decided our budget wise that we prefer the food is cooked at home. And so, yeah, I got some of Bill's bed. I need to be more like tarot cards and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, we do switches as priestess do things just as everybody else does. We have laundry, we wear clothes, we have kids who have clothes. Not we, all of us, but those who have kids, the kids have clothes. Choosing to do mine in the laundry. We are blessed to have an at-home facility. Yeah, at-home facility, at-home washer and dryer. I want to make sure I get this all cleaned out for somebody else to use. That's not bad. for the ADD and the autism to put everything away except doing just laundry or deciding to spend time on laundry. The other option is to spend till completion. Right now, my baby's decided that they want a bath. So we have, and I'm going to fold laundry. The bath is done. Then I'm going to go take a shower because I need it. I want it. And it's good to have showers and stuff. But yeah, we'll see what I can get done by then. I have all the kids' laundry. I feel like when I do the kids' laundry separate, it's so much easier than doing just mine. And I see a lot of people on TikTok and YouTube videos who organize by taking and having more than one laundry basket or hamper all over the house. And I can see the benefit to that. Like I have one in the kitchen. It's supposed to be both points of the bathroom that, like the shower, get dressed, and then they have their ones for the bedroom. And if you have laundry hampers all over the place, it's more. It works. It's effective. For those who have the room or have the space to have more than one and who aren't embarrassed by the fact that they've got a laundry basket sitting in the kitchen. I'm trying to figure out a way to localize the laundry basket so that they can put their laundry in it and they can put their laundry in it and where they can see it, because with ADD, if we can't see it, it's not there to think about. It's not as if it doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist in our thoughts occasionally. With autism, on the other hand, we don't wait for the thoughts to be brought to us. We go out with thoughts and think about and consider things. This is the way that I have learned from my ADD and autism. So strategically figuring where the kids have the fastest access to. So our kids are looking for that dopamine fix, that serotonin level where they want to the good parts. They don't want prep. They don't want cleanup. They want just the part where they're having the activity done, where they're getting serotonins and stuff. So far for our kids, every kid is beautifully different, and we have to celebrate those differences because we get so many benefits from being able to have different cultures and different ways of doing things differently altogether, that it makes it easier for us to be similar and we celebrate our differences. So, room on here. Yeah. I complain about how my fiance does the laundry. So he's like, you do. I didn't say the way I did it was right, but the way he did it was wrong. He doesn't like being told that he does it wrong. My problem with the way he does it is that he will go ahead and do just his laundry. Like do a small load just for his wet clothes. He's not the one home, generally, getting the kids ready for school or whatever their need is to go out, and the kids on their third outfit in one day, they're out of underwear. And he's just going to do a load for himself. He doesn't have those considerations available to him, presented to him, those considerations, those needs, or he doesn't think about their underwear. Who needs to think about their what dad who's or away parent working away at work parent needs to be sitting there thinking, does my kid have underwear? Clean underwear? No, they don't. So the at-home parent, let's make sure that's our concern. The at-home parent or somebody who has who's confronted with I need underwear thing. They need underwear. So when he does just what he needs and that waste water and time for trying to get things done, because I guarantee you, if he's out of work clothes, they're out of things that the basics that they need. And that's not even my basic need. Talking about how much I need that. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm wearing this other outfit for the second day. And, so being on top of laundry has its benefits, pros and cons. When you're able to be on top of your laundry and you're able to do it like it's at the house and it's not in anybody's way, you're able to just throw a load in, get on top of it, get things done, get to where they're going. You know, it's and for a lot of other households, they the other one, the working person or the both or the fact if both of them are working, somebody throws it's beneficial for a lot of people, just throw a load in. Just throw a load in and switch it over and have you could share the work. Like one puts it in to wash, the other person when they hear the wash bell done, they can throw over to the dryer, like after dinner. They can throw the dryer. And then before the kids go to sleep, the kids can help out while they're watching their movie. I mean, it's a benefit to consider about, depending on your household and your household's needs and size and what kind of see if you take your laundry to the laundromat, the cost of doing your laundry and your family's laundry, and those are already done. Some people don't even have the concern that, oh, I'm out of work clothes. They don't have that concern because it's not something that comes up because of the way they're cultured at the times of the ways they do their laundry. They don't have a problem with it. They don't have to think about it. They don't have migraines that stop them from doing their day-to-day chores, door-to-door chores. Yes, I go door-to-door chores. And it works for several different households for several different ways. So a lot of things to consider. How much laundry you do is the size of your family, where your laundry facilities are located. I mean, if you're doing them by hand in the sink, you might want to do more often. Or if you're a minimalist, could always consider having to do laundry, once a week, or once every, so many days, because you don't have that many clothes to wash. That depends on, I try to do 2 to 3 loads per day, and then I have the off days where everybody else uses the washer or the dryer. And right now I'm trying to get the kids into doing their laundry so that I have time to go do more business stuff, more witchcraft stuff, more priestess stuff, more weddings, book writing, reading a book, doing arts and crafts, and having time to do all that. Cooking and cleaning is not a happy place, to be doing more than what's needed yet. I mean, I haven't found a happy place doing just chores. It just doesn't do it for me. Okay, learning to what benefits can kids have from learning to do laundry early on? Lots of times, kids can do like if they're just toddlers and they're walking, they're stepping up. If you're comfortable with it, like I knew my eldest was very good with getting clothes out of the dryer, or I'll hand them clothes out of the washer, put in the dryer. They can take them out, put them in the hamper. If you're looking for them to help out and you're comfortable with that, I never allowed my children to play in the dryer or the washer. Like to crawl in to get it. I'm like, if you have to crawl in, allow me. I'll help you with that particular thing. But if you can reach it, grab it. You can't get in it. Like they're like, oh, I'll get that. It's right in front of their face, but it's out of reach. No, I wasn't comfortable with that. That was not my comfortable thing. And knowing your children, uh, knowing yourselves really helps what you decide on how much of the chores your children help out with and what kind of age range. If you're looking for like I have a 10-year-old. I don't like saying how old they are, but for example, a 10-year-old can switch over, add soap. I have the instructions because they have ADD. I have it written down because they could do it for like 50 times and then forget how, and that's okay. That's why it's written down. And they can come ask me. So I strive to be, without my brain, having a brain fart. Us adults have brain farts where we've done something and we forget. It's probably some sort of dementia seizure. You're not too concerned about that. But yeah, I have it written down on a label and I stuck it on there so that they know how to add stuff. They don't know how to fold very well, and that's okay. I will help them fold, and then or I'll fold it for them. Either way, whatever gets it done. And whatever I have the time for, whatever they have the time for, they have like 101 clips. For the last couple of years, they probably need pants, but that's just pants because they grew up. That's about it. They have shirts, adult shirts. Personally, they love baggy clothes. They have a comfort of wearing clothes that are too baggy, and that's their artistic comfort. Mostly so they can go and peek under and hide. Whatever brings them their comfort. I want more room. I have a lot of surface space, and it's bothering me. Yeah. A lot of times, categorization. Usually, I categorize like, oh, I'm finding just the socks and I pile them up to fold, or I'm finding just the underwear. Or I'm finding. The biggest help for me is I grab the biggest items out because aesthetically, it helps my executive function for me. So each person is different, but you find a you method. You find a method that accommodates you the best for your to get rid of the guilt. If everybody was the same, we would do the same thing as we have done since the dawn of civilization, if not before that. Heck, if everything was meant to be done the same way as everybody else had done it, heck, we wouldn't have gotten civilized. We would just continue to be foraging and hunting and nomadic. Because I worked for so long, right? It was like it, and we have only been civilized for so long, so we're still learning how to be civilized, domesticating ourselves, and so get rid of the guilt that you're not doing it the way that you feel best about yet. It's not like you won't develop it. It's not like you won't evolve into it or find a discipline. So that guilt, it took so much work to, like, it's hard to describe autistically holding on to guilt. That it's like you're not good enough kind of thing. But like, and I love how socially we put up, oh, don't be down on yourself. You're good enough. You're good enough. We apparently have, in some sort of nuances that even the neurotypicals can pick up, have cultivated a sense of guilt. And then we guilt ourselves about guilt somehow, probably unintentionally. And guilt is its own, I'm going to call it a beast, representation of its own beast. You cultivate it unintentionally, unless you like guilt, unless it gives you a benefit and you're aware of the benefit that you get from guilt, and you uh, cultivate it intentionally, because there are ways that you can get benefits from guilt. It's there for a reason for every single person to feel, but it slows. I have this feeling that it slows down progress, our own personal progress, and our own personal abilities. And I prefer, now that I've gotten rid of a ton of my guilt, is that where I no longer feed my guilt, I no longer cultivate my guilt, I no longer put care into my guilt. Guilt has not cared for me, so I no longer take care of my guilt that I didn't know I was doing. I wasn't aware of it, but it was in my viewpoint, somehow cultivating myself to be a neurotypical, because I had no idea. Guilt was in it. That's somewhere that I took Christianity into it. Christianity doesn't have to have guilt into it. Lots of beautiful, wonderful people, you know, humble themselves without guilt. But for me, the place that I took guilt, and the way that I raised my guilt and grew my guilt and made it a part of me without identifying with it, was quite a journey. Letting it go, letting it roam off, letting it cultivate into something else. Letting that energy open itself to realization that I really don't need it. It's not healthy for me, and it was preventing me from doing. You're guilty that you didn't do the cleaning, and it was a barrier to do the cleaning that I was guilty that I wasn't doing, and it perpetuated. And so I was like, here, let me just pick up this box of guilt, wiggling, and I was like, I just opened the box. I was like, I emotionally addressed it, allowed myself to feel guilty, and realized I didn't want it, and chose not to be guilty about things. But here's the con to not feeling guilty, is they may feel that you're nothing more than a psychopath. If you haven't hurt others, or yourself, that guilt leads to that if you haven't been hurt, you haven't done something to hurt yourself, or you haven't done to hurt yourself, to hurt others. I don't mean self-sabotage hurt. I mean get rid of self-sabotage, hurt others. We'll just put that, because a whole hurting yourself guilt that comes with that judgment is a whole nother. That's like a dog compared to the cat. If you haven't hurt others, and the things that you feel guilty about, that you haven't cleaned your house, take that and go, it's my effing space. Open it up and realize this guilt, it's my space. What do I want out of my space if I don't have the guilt there to tell me that my space is not as it should be? As a autistic, what kind of space do I need for an autistic space? What kind of space do I need for somebody who has migraines? So I have several other places to go. So I did as much laundry as I could, and it piled up. And yeah, my to-do list has it's segregated into washing, load 1, load 2, load 3 per day. Washing, then I have drying, then I have folding, and I have putting it away. And it can occur all together. And I could go toot toot toot, or I could go toot done, you know? And that's okay because it's easier when the guilt's not in your way. When it was no longer in my way, I'm doing more laundry. I don't like doing it, so I hopped on YouTube and think maybe some of my friends want to hang out with me while I clean. But yeah, it's not a happy space. I don't. Body doubling is not great. So having a person in here to be my body double is not a personal thing for me, as it works for my youngest. My youngest does fantastic with somebody just standing there. Well, they go potty, or they don't need that as much to go potty. They kind of kick me out. Like, I don't want to stand there to do nothing, to feel unproductive for like 5 minutes. But well, they do the cleaning, or they do the thing they're supposed to do while you stand there available to help. They do so much more. Like, I'm independent. I can do it. You have me standing here. They just want body doubling. I, on the other hand, the person's in my way. The fact that they exist in my space is in my way. Um, so for my kid, though, I've turned the fact that they are in my space while I'm cleaning into, okay, this is a learning lesson for, my youngest, to learn how to do that so that they can do their own. And I have less work to do on this part, and I can do more work on the stuff that needs done or that I want done. And it works. For the video, I'm not going, there's a point where I stop and I put things into other rooms and clear away when it's 3 or 4 different loads. But usually a load will fold up onto like the top of the washer. And I've got a load and a half right now on top of the washer. And then I can go get that put away. And then I'm done now. But since I washed and dried all these loads all together, I have several loads that aren't fitting in my available surface space. So these are things. This is empty box to get stuff into it that's going to go for sale. It's just the fact that I have the iron board, and that's adorable. But yeah, these are going to get hung up, so I'm not worried about folding them. I could fold them to hang them up. Yeah. But generally, yeah, towels. I need the other towel after I get done with this. Yeah, towels, the big things, and then aesthetically, as it gets smaller, some reason my head's like, wow, this is, let me get this real quick and I'll be done. But if it's bulky and it's big, it's in the way some odd reason. I will discover more about it later. I'll obsess about it later. Yeah. So I'm still learning how to fold that works best for us. So the Connery, there's certain points where I have several items of clothing that appear similar. And then when the way she folds and puts things away, it hides what that, like that one cheap piece pants. I don't have those, but it's an example. Piece pants. I don't have those, but it's an example. And I can't tell what I'm looking at, so I have to unfold. So for me, I have to modify. Yeah. to do it to the point where you enjoy it. That's the important part that I think Henry is trying to Marie Kondo is trying to say, or Kondo Marie is trying to say. She wants you to enjoy space where you can feel grateful for the fact that you have space. So grateful that you have laundry to fold it away, and you don't just have like clothes just on your back because that's scary to a lot of people. But we've cultivated to the point where clothing is so profitable that everybody has clothing and several outfits of clothing instead of like one or two outfits or an outfit made just that day. If you need a special one, yeah, I don't know what's wrong. So we have a whole culture of winter clothes, summer clothes, night clothes. We don't change our house unless you're the youngest. We don't change our clothes several times throughout the day. I put on an outfit for the day. I may or may not put on a nightgown. I may just put on workout clothes so that I can work out in the morning and then shower after. Or otherwise, that's the thing where I can't figure out is when I want to shower, but I know I want to shower after workouts. So, yeah, I might do it at night because that's what puts me to sleep. Warm water. Just being warm helps me sleep. Warm and food. So, yeah. I think those go upstairs. It's full. Oh, I need to sew this. Did I repair this before? No, that's a whole new. I just need to reinforce this whole sucker period. I think I might need. Yeah, it's kind of thin. I feel like I should undo this and sew together a new. It's lined in. It's not just going really loose in there. This bedding material that insulates, that prevents the wind from going through, that keeps your body heat trapped in. I feel like I need to take some extra bedding, fluff it up, and realign because it feels thin. Or just take a roll of felt, maybe, and just line it in there, which is not fire retardant. Just to let you know. So you want to be cautious with that when you do that homemade. When you sell it, you should probably write it on the tag or something that it's from, yeah. So a lot of our material in the US is made with fire retardant in mind. Is this item fire retardant? Yeah, but this goes in there. I'm going to get that out like next month. But it goes in there for like 20, 30 days. Let me see what I got here. Okay. I feel like I should take some belts for some bowls, some shirts, big old baggy shirts, like sweatshirts material, and just line it in there. Light stuff. Maybe a woolly sweater. Just patch that inside and redo up the seam and get it pretty. Revive it so that it feels good to wear, and my kids going to appreciate those things because they're so fronted with capitalism. Poor children. I have other family members that are into capitalism, and And I'm into that's going to kill us if we're not healthy about it. I like the strength of our independence and our ability to do things. Uh, what is this? This is that should be. I wonder if that one's still good. I love this hoodie. It's adorable. I got it from the thrift store. So I'll probably be working on quilts today, or after I take pictures of items that I'm gonna put up on, like, say, eBay or something. And then I should probably do videos where I pop a link in the description about my websites that I have eBay on, so that you can buy an item I work on, or so we have a couple of fans, which sounds crazy in the winter, but there's people that love the fans on full blast and all the blankets. Not me. I sleep with one of those people. So I notice when you're in a relationship, a romantic relationship, the points that the physical points that you can address, because there's all sorts of points, whether or not to make a marriage work or to make a relationship work. If When is your mind gear on? Like for me, early bright in the morning, I open my eyes and my mind is working while my body is pretty much dead, paralysis. Um, I, I make coffee and that's about it. And my mind's going a mile a minute. And sometimes it's hard to do some of my coffee with Karen uh, videos till after the coffee kicks in because my mind's still going, but my mouth isn't. So the video you watch, the content that I provide isn't isn't as it should be yet. So it's not that I'm not thinking. It's not that I'm going, there's some thoughts in my head. It's going, oh, did you know you could do this and that? And well, what are we going to do for the two eldest's birthdays? What are we going to do? Where are we going to go? How are we going to do? What do you need? Business, a great way to use this to do a studio so that everybody can sew, or they can do arts and crafts, or they would love to just do felting or do like a hook thing, and then come out of that to try a hobby, and instead of buying all of it and storing it at their house, to collect these pieces, these things for hobby things and hobby kits, and to go in, we could pay a couple of dollars and stop in and do or redo their own items. I thought about, things like I thought about having dumpsters at like points of businesses that do construction because they throw away perfectly good outlet covers or office chairs, or they just kind of new ones, so they're gonna where they like it's not bad, it just doesn't meet up to their office standard or their particular company standard, but it still meets code. And there's so many 101 reasons to throw away something. Like our fiance decided to throw away a coffee pot because for a dollar less or more, dollar more, $3. I think it was $3 more. He got a whole coffee pot and brewing percolator thing. Like, why not spend $3 less and get just the pot? I mean, if you're going to spend that amount of money anyways, get just what you need. So, I mean, that's the difference. and because it just needed the pot shattered. So if we did something like create a little greenhouse planter thing out of it, or who knows what you could do, make black lights out of it, send to Nerd Forge. I don't know. That's a YouTube creator that I absolutely adore and love her work, and I love her. I love collabing, but this video isn't going to reach her. I feel like let's arts and craft all this stuff. But I mean, if I put, and then we picked up like a shipping container worth of like what are their back things instead of the garbage to, if something works perfectly well, to throw it in one of those, an upcycle, to have a upcycle thing, like truck to pick up upcycle stuff, like throw it in your upcycle bin or throw it, like you can dump it in the upcycle thing. And if we had an upcycle, why there's one upcycle thing, it might work. So I was like, it might, we would get stuff in businesses instead of them throwing things in dumpsters so they don't need to. There's plenty of stuff to throw in a dumpster. I guarantee you that we don't need to upcycle whatsoever, right? But yeah, and then we just have an employee go and pick those up, and then we put those towards the big store, the resale store, or the outlet, and people can put it in the studios, or people can buy upcycled stuff so that they can support the community. I thought about doing. The thing is, this is a huge idea. It would be a huge production thing. I can do a small production, local area, but for the church, I would love, for the spiritual, religious part of this one, I would love for there to be, like, if people need to take off sick days from work just for autistic days or just ADD days where they're burnt or they're spent, and pay them so that the company doesn't have to pay them, or they come in and then we have community members like grannies or something. Not all grannies, mummies, aunties, um, stay-at-home dads, something. The house bitches come in and they'll do like an hour's worth of dishes for you, and they'll run a load, do a thing of dishes, and come in and serve a thing of dinner for you and your family. So because you're in these burnt out things, and you could just use this per day, because that guilt, those horrific uh, type of situations that it seem like their houses are trashed. They've been like that for a year because they have the energy to clean, but they're so guilty about the fact that they hadn't cleaned for a week. And it piles up, and then that piles up, and that piles up, and they can only do like a day's worth, for 2-3 days before it feels like they're defeated, and they don't do it. So that they can feel like they can get on top of these things. Sure, I can see how this could be abused. But for those who are genuinely, helps them help themselves in certain ways, it's just pre-cooked meals, or just where it's affordable. Because the more you get a pre-cooked meal, it seems to tax on more of a price. Understandable. Somebody's in a factory working on cooking your meal, working on cutting up the meats, working on cutting up the pre-made vegetables or whatever. So, like, um, you know, we have to be able to do what's best for ourselves. And that's not always the best standard by everybody, and that's okay. If you can eat fresh, organic, and you can eat healthy, and you can eat educated on what's healthy for you, that's fantastic. If you're sitting there eating, hamburgers, corn dogs, meat and cheese, but I'm not talking about like McDonald's every night. If you're eating McDonald's every night, which is like Big Mac with fries, um, until you're like and a big giant pizza and big old thing of soda pop, and it's unhealthy, but you don't have the gumption, the money, the knowledge, or the ability to have it otherwise, or the desire to want to eat food you don't like for otherwise, then it's sort of you're in your own life, you're in your own choice, you're in your own knowledged world of you. If you want to make differences and you have resources and you have the ability to go out and do it and you choose to do it, that's what you can do. And why should I judge you for that? Why should I judge you for either lifestyle? You know, it's not making me sick, is it? Is it hurting me? And that's your world. That's what you want to care for. If I judge you, that makes it all the more hard for you to do the decision otherwise. If you ever decide to do otherwise, you don't have to decide to do otherwise. You can just go about doing what you want. You're in a free country. That's the whole point of living in a free country. That was what we were funded at. And the world has gone to shit. And the capacity to live a perfect life to somebody else's standards is unhealthy for the individual cells that make up the organism of our society. It's different when people move in together as much as it is the same. So I can understand points when those two worlds collide. You have an organic eater and a McDonald's lifer. Only eats McDonald's. Only eats like big thing of soda, and that's an interesting household. And luckily, us humans, we adapt. So if you're able to adapt to each other in a way that's healthiest for you guys to live copiously, I say go for it. Enjoy it. Love it. I have a sound in my house that sounds like somebody's not in the bathtub. I don't expect them to take over half an hour. How long was I in there? 40 some minutes doing laundry. I've got a quarter of the laundry to fold yet. So all I have to do is put this away and I can pause here to go take my own shower and take care of myself. But now that the shower is open, we're gonna go do that. Take care of this stuff so that I can get to the shower. For me, that works. And yeah, so wisely learning what's healthiest for you and healthiest for others, but it's the thing we have to concern ourselves with. And that's not bad. Okay, that's the last one I'm going to fold for now, and then I'm going to put all these away that are folded. And the stuff that's not folded shouldn't be in the way. I can get to those today. I could probably just put them in a basket. And schedule time that I will fold and put them away. And I thank you guys if you've bothered to stop by and watch and stopped by to do, help. YouTube just decided to throw away my channel. And sort of like on The Office, where they move him to the basement. I'm wondering how he gets paid because I kind of don't have him on the payroll and he keeps showing up. Nobody's bothered to like really legitly fire him. Like YouTube is like ghosted me. So, socially, since I am not fitting into the YouTube algorithm niche, We will see what occurs because I sporadically get on here. There's not much for them to work with. So as a content creator, it's just a lifestyle content creator. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what happens. So if you've stopped here, you've happened onto a gem. Of me just talking and folding laundry on this one. Yeah, you get something exclusive because I am now hidden in the YouTube world. You now get to watch something that nobody else gets to watch because I'm getting a single view. That's got to make you feel special somehow. On YouTube. So I might put in like exclusive. Nobody else watches. You get to see the way that I develop and grow and evolve my YouTube content. So you guys get something pretty special. You guys are pretty unique. And I'm glad that you stopped by. I appreciate you. Appreciate your views. And I appreciate that YouTube doesn't just kick me out and black and like, no, you can't have videos on here. Like, yeah. But they're not really, they're probably not advertising my channel either. So you get a gem. You get a cute little gem of YouTube. You get to watch something that nobody else on YouTube has watched. And my discovery of ADD and autism and my uniqueness. And the way it evolves, my ability to do more and to build this lifestyle of wise one, to cook, to clean, and to do arts and crafts, and to do spiritual work. Pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to start getting the algorithm to do something, hitting that subscribe button, leaving comments that aren't porn sites would be wonderful. If you're in I believe it's the Netherlands. I hope my friend in the Netherlands, you're doing well. Huh? You ready for a walk? I've got to do the shower bathing thing, and then we can consider walk.
Mom, why is that broken?
It's on the to-do list. I don't know why it's broken, but I know why it isn't fixed yet because it's on the to-do list, and I'm on YouTube live.
Here is Rufus.
Rufus. It's a bear that goes.
And the daddy crying.
I'm about to say goodbye to everybody. Did you want to come over and I'll lift you up so you can say goodbye?
Yeah.
Over on the side of that.
All
right.
Bye.
Bye. We love you. Love you. Until the next video. Till next I see you.